Alright guys, so as you can see we've got something a little bit different with this one. I've actually got two watches in from a brand that I've not checked out on the channel before. So I'm going to pronounce this Zezame, I think that's right. And because of that name, be aware there are going to be some bad puns in this video, so warning for that. So this isn't going to be a full review, this is going to be an unboxing and first impressions of both watches. So the reason I'm doing an unboxing, which I haven't done for a while, is because there's actually some different packaging depending on where you get this watch from. If you get it from their website, you'll get this packaging, which I'll go over. But both of these watches are also available on AliExpress, and they have different packaging, which I'll go over once we get into this now. But first of all, let's open Zezame on watch number 1. So you can see that we do get quite a bit in this box. So I'll take all the bits out and then we'll quickly go over them. Pop this to one side. Obviously the box with the watch in, pop that down as well. We've got a cleaning cloth there. Then the only other thing we've got in there really is the warranty card. So you got a 2-year warranty on this, but this is a review piece, so it's not dated or anything. Then we've actually got a few tools in this as well, starting with this link removal one. And then we also have this screwdriver, but we don't just have one of these, we actually have two. But I will talk about that in a bit and go into more detail as to why. So the watch originally came on this bracelet as well. And as far as I can tell, if you get it from the website, you will actually get this bracelet as well as the strap, which I will show you in a bit too. Whereas if you get it on AliExpress, I think you can only get one or the other. So if I get a zoom in, you'll be able to see this a bit better. So we have actually got push pins on the bracelet, but when it comes to attaching the bracelet to the head of the watch, that actually uses double screws. I'm kind of glad they didn't use double screws for the whole bracelet, that would have been a bit of a pain. So we've got that sign clasp with the brand in there, it is milled as well. Only 2 levels on micro adjust, would have liked a third, but it is a really nice bracelet. But now let's get onto the actual watch. So it is a pretty nice watch roll that comes in as well. And then we've actually got the double poppers on there, and then you can just slide the watch out. It is actually sat in it, in these little cutouts. And here's the actual watch. So as you can see, it's a pretty unique looking thing. And this is the strap I was on about that you'll also get if you get it from the website. It's actually got this really nice buckle on it with that Z. It's a really nice little design touch there, I think. And it is a silicone strap. And you can see now how that integrates into the case. And then you have the double screws either side. Can be a little bit fiddly, but again, as I said, thankfully it's not on the bracelet as well. It's just on swapping it out, not the actual links. So as I said, this isn't a full review, but I will quickly go over some of the dimensions because there are some interesting ones with this. So it's actually a 40.5mm diameter. Then when it comes to the lug to lug, that's coming in at 48.2. But where it gets interesting on this one is when it comes to the thickness. So if I turn it onto the side, you'll probably see this quite prominently. That crystal is really tall. So the case thickness is actually 9.6mm, but if you include that crystal, it's actually coming at 13.8. So you can see just how thick that is. I've not seen a top out crystal like this before. Thankfully though, it is sapphire, so you don't got to worry about scratching it. But now let's flick around to the dial and talk about that quickly. So you've got a really nice textured dial on this. Again, they've got plenty of different colours if you want something different, and depending on which one you go for, you'll get a matching strap to go with that. And they even have ones with different case finishes too. So again, check out the links in the description to both the website and AliExpress. With this one I went for with the blue and the orange. I think it's a really nice contrast and a nice combination. So you've got that orange on the second hand and the GMT hand, and obviously the GMT text as well is matching that. So fully printed text. We have got applied indices though, which do catch the light nicely. But when it comes to that GMT function, you might notice a bit of an issue with that crystal. It's kind of distorting that chapter ring, which has got the 24-hour markers on it, so you can't see it all that well. A little bit of a issue maybe. And then we've just got that date window at the 3 o'clock, which is in black. I think that's the same on every single dial. Would have been nice if they'd been colour matched, but again, not a deal breaker or anything. Now I've just got to zoom in a little bit more so you can see what I'm on about with that chapter ring, so you can see it a bit more clearly. And also that really nice texture on the dial as well. It is a really interesting looking piece, definitely not like anything I've seen before. And you can also see now as well that detailing on the crown, which is really nicely done. And you can also see too, just how much distortion you get from that really tall crystal. Some are going to like that, I personally do. Others probably not so much. Let me know, where do you stand on that? When it comes to the case finishing, it's mainly brushed, but you've got a polished chamfer on the edge. And then, again, just brushing on the lugs. There's just a lot of interesting stuff going on, and it's pretty unique as well. Flicking around to the back, we've got a nice display case back with that custom rotor. So, usual kind of stuff, stainless steel, sapphire crystal, only 50 meter water resistance because it is just a push-pull crown. Would have been nice if it had been 100. So, I've actually been wearing this mainly on the strap. I'm normally more of a bracelet guy. If a watch comes with a bracelet, I'll normally wear it on that. But I've actually been really liking this silicone strap. So, as I said, this isn't a full review. So I'll quickly show you what it's like on wrist on this strap. But with the bracelet one, I'll show you that in the full review. That will come probably after Christmas. But I think this looks really good. Wears really nicely. Despite it being a square case, sometimes they wear a little bit too big. But I think this one works for my 7-inch wrist. And again, you can see that crystal is making up quite a bit of the height. The actual case is actually fairly thin. And the strap is really comfortable as well. And I just really like the watch. It's just something totally different. And when it comes to pricing, at the moment, it's currently the same price on the website and AliExpress. That's $212. But again, as far as I can tell, on the website you get both the bracelet and the strap. But now let's check out the second watch. And the question is this going to be Zezame kind of style? Or is it going to be something totally different? Sorry, I did warn you in the beginning, the terrible puns were going to be in this video. So if you're offended, you've only got yourself to blame. So you might have seen this one before. I think quite a few other channels have checked this one out. For obvious reason, it is a really good looking piece. So again, there's plenty of different combinations with this one, dials, cases, but I decided to keep it plain and simple, which went with the silver one. So again, let's quickly go over the dimensions with this. So this one's a bit smaller than the previous one, so we've got a diameter of 38mm, thickness of 12.6, lug width of 20, and the all-important lug to lug coming in at 46. So again, like the previous one, as far as I can tell, if you get this on the website, you'll get this bracelet plus another strap, which I'll show you in a bit, whereas the one on AliExpress just seems to be on the bracelet. So we've got the branding on there, on the fold over. Got 3 levels of micro adjust on this, so one more than the previous one, milled clasp again. And then taking a look at the case back, you can see we've got all stainless steel, automatic movement, 100 meter water resistance on this one, so a bit more than the previous one, which is kind of unusual given the styles. But we've also got quick release on the bracelet, which is a really nice touch. And when it comes to that movement, it's actually the Epson YN55. Taking a closer look at this beads of rice bracelet, it's a really nicely done one. So the actual beads in the centre are polished, and then those outer links are just brushed. But again, really nicely finished. And on this bracelet, we have actually got screw links on this one, not push pins. And then the other strap that came in the package is this leather one. So we've got the branding there on the buckle, really nicely done. And we've also got nice stitching too. But again, as far as I can tell, I'm not sure if you get this if you get it from AliExpress, because it doesn't mention it in the listing. So if you do want to pick it up from there, maybe check with the seller. And then we've also got a quick release on that as well, as you'd expect, because we've got a quick release on the bracelet. It'd be a bit weird if we didn't have it on the leather strap too. So it is nice that we've got it on both. It's always nice to have a couple of options out of the box. But getting back to the watch. So you can see we've got the really nice case finishing, pretty simple, fully brushed, no polishing at all. Which again, is kind of unusual given the different styles of watches. You would have thought it'd be the other way around again maybe. We've got an ever so slight hint of polishing, and that is just on the bottom of that bezel. Moving on to the dial. It's fully printed, nothing applied. So not even the indices are applied on this one. But again, it's all really nicely done. And with this silver version, we've kind of got a, don't really know what I'd call it, slightly distressed look to the dial. It looks kind of like a brushed stainless steel almost. And then we've got the cathedral style hands, and then that date window down at the 6, which is definitely my preferred position for it. And with this silver one, the only colour we've got on that dial is that 100 meter water resistance text. Everything else, monochrome, which again, I think suits the watch quite nicely. Again, we've got a bit of distortion from this crystal, but nowhere near as much as the previous one, as you'd expect though. So when it comes to the pricing on this one, this is actually a little bit different to the previous one, because it is actually currently on sale on AliExpress. So the AliExpress price, at the moment anyway, recording this video, is $152, whereas on the website it's coming in at $249. So a pretty significant price difference, even if you do take into account the fact that you get the improved packaging and also the extra strap. So I'll quickly show you what it's like on wrist on this bracelet now though. And again, the one with the strap I'll leave for the full review. And here it is on my 7-inch wrist. So again, wears really nicely. That beads of rice bracelet, just really comfortable and really legible again as well. Again, that might vary depending on which dial option you go for, but with this one I have I've not had any issues at the moment. That little bit of curvature to the case just helps conform to wrist nicely as well. Nice compact lug to lug. As with the previous one, I'm really impressed. This is the first time checking out this brand, as I say, and if this is anything to go by, I think they're going to be one to watch. So says me. Sorry, I just had to sneak one more in. But that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great Christmas, and I'll see you in the new year.